What up, motherfuckers? It's the hater, and I'm here to talk about something that people have asked me to talk about because the hater listens to the people. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about today, that's right, motherfucks, none other than the Wrestling Observer newsletter, aka the Dave Meltzer Awards. All right, we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about a couple of more things. But first, as usual, subscriber time, motherfuckers. Out of the many subscribers that I've gotten the last few days, only 3 appeared in my emails. And they are Robin Lee, welcome Robin Lee, Zachary Darks, which I think is probably a better name for Darby Allin than Darby Allin is, and Steve Monk 345. So all 3 of you and the rest of you that subscribed, welcome motherfuckers. And if you haven't subscribed, you are missing out. Cats! So click that subscribe button and subscribe today. But anyways, it's Sunday, and I know today is Elimination Chamber, but I might not watch it. There is a possibility I might not watch it because, quite frankly, I'm not really intrigued with a match with 6 women Elimination Chamber match as the main event. Sarah Logan is now going to be a pay-per-view main eventer. Are you fucking lost your mind? Like, Christian never main evented a pay-per-view, and now Sarah Logan is going to main event a pay-per-view. Actually, I think Christian did. He was also in like a few Elimination Chamber matches. Or some other shit, or like Money in the Bank or something. But you understand what I'm saying, motherfuckers. So there you go. Now that we have Sarah Logan as a main eventer, I cannot continue this nonsense. I might have to skip this pay-per-view. And even if I don't, the odds of me watching the last match are like nearly 0, I think. So there you have it. But so at least I'm gonna do this video today, but I might do a review of Elimination Chamber because if I watch it, I'm gonna review it. Now, before we get to the awards, I have this cough. It's fucking weird. Maybe I have coronavirus, motherfuckers. So before we get to the awards, we gotta first talk about something else, right? I noticed that Dave Meltzer released the star ratings for AEW Revolution. And he gave a lot of 2.5s and 3s and things like that. And I was like, all right, that's appropriate. A lot of the matches were like average matches, right? But he gave a 6-star rating to Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks. Now, before I continue, I just want to say this, that unlike a lot of other people that have talked about this, right, that I've heard, I haven't heard everyone, but I know people have been talking about this on the interwebs, motherfucks, right? A lot of people seem to think that this match sucked. And I'm going to be honest. The match did not suck. The match was good. It was objectively a good match. You know what I'm saying? I can't pretend that it wasn't. It was legitimately a good match. And I'm not going to sit here and just like say that the match sucked ass. You know, it was a good match. But was it a 6-star match? That is preposterous. I think it may even be the best match in AEW history. For me, it's either this one or George Janela versus Kenny Omega in like AEW Dark when they had like a death match. That was pretty sick. So, but let's be real, right? 6 stars. Now, to put this into perspective for you motherfucks, I'm going to say this, right? In the history of WWE, there has been only one 6-star match. Or sorry, in the history of North America, there has been only one 6-star match. And it was Ricky Steamboat versus Ric Flair, according to the list that I found online. Cuts. Now, keep that in mind, right? That means that since no WWE match has ever reached the pinnacle of 6 stars, the conclusion we must now draw is that Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks is better, that's right, motherfuckers, better than literally every match in WWE history. That's what Dave Meltzer would have you believe. He would have you believe that The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan, did I say Shawn Michaels? Well, if I didn't, here it is, motherfuckers. AJ Styles in WWE, John Cena, CM Punk. He would have you believe that all of these motherfuckers have never put on a better match than the tag match between the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. That's what this means, motherfuckers. Now, I went on the list, and I also found that the highest rated WWE match of all time is actually Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, which got 5.5 stars. This means that Adam Cole versus Gargano is a better match than any match that Undertaker or Shawn Michaels or Kurt Angle have ever been in. Or Ric Flair during his time in Evolution. Or Orton. Or Rey Mysterio. Eddie Guerrero. No. Forget about those guys. Booker T. Forget about him. No. If you want to watch the best match in WWE history, it's going to have to by far be Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. What kind of insanity is this, motherfuckers? If this doesn't destroy the credibility of Dave Meltzer, I don't know what to say. The implications are that Adam Cole is a better wrestler than Undertaker. And the implications are that Johnny Gargano is better than Shawn Michaels, better than Kurt Angle, better than The Rock. Because they did better matches, right? What kind of horseshit is this, motherfuckers? So now that we got that out of the way, completely destroying any credibility that cuckold Dave Meltzer has, fucking retard, right? Now we're going to talk about the Wrestling Observer, what's it called? Awards, motherfuckers. I'm looking at an article on whatculture.com called All 33 Winners of Wrestling Observer Newsletters 2019 Awards Revealed. But despite it saying 33, I think there are only 32, because it starts off with number 32. These people are retarded. I can't even believe What Culture exists. But yet here we are, cucks. So, the first award that they talk about is the biggest box office draw, right? This award goes to Chris Jericho, motherfuckers. Chris Jericho. Now, I like Jericho. Everyone kind of likes Jericho. To suggest that fat, old Jericho, who works for a company whose show cannot draw 1 million viewers, is the biggest box office draw, is ridiculous. I know at other times, these awards have gone beyond wrestling, right? So, at other times, for example, I think Conor McGregor won biggest box office draw, right? Do you really think that Jericho can draw more people than John Cena at this point? Do you really think that? If you think that, you're fucking insane. If you think that Jericho can draw more than even Goldberg or Undertaker, you're insane. The facts speak against this. The facts say that AEW can't even draw 1 million people. Like, how many pay-per-view buys do AEW pay-per-views get? Like a few thousand? What is it, like 50,000 pay-per-view buys? UFC gets like hundreds of thousands, if not millions. You know what I'm saying? Like the big ones, right? And Jericho's a bigger draw. Get the fuck out of this! It's ridiculous, man. Jericho's not a draw. He's a draw, but he's not like this the best draw of the year. It's ridiculous. Next, we have number 31, best gimmick, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, motherfuckers. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Now, everybody knows how I feel about Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's not a bad wrestler, but the Fiend character sucks ass. It's the same thing as regular Bray Wyatt. It's not even treated as if it's different. People are just too stupid to understand. It's treated as a derivative, as the next logical evolution in costume of like Bray Wyatt. He comes out with the same entrance. The song is just like hardcored up a little bit. It's not slow anymore. It's more like death metal-y, but it's the same song. He comes out with a lantern, and now it's the head of the old Bray Wyatt. It's the same fucking shit. Nothing has changed, motherfucks. There's nothing special about The Fiend. That's why he was jobbed out to Goldberg, motherfuckers. So I think this award is also horse shit. And as usual, motherfuckers, I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to like sit here and be biased. I'm going to say it like it is. For example, right now we're at number 30, worst gimmick, Shorty G. I agree. Shorty G is the worst gimmick. Is he the worst gimmick? No, but could he win worst gimmick? Sure. Is it a worse gimmick than Luchasaurus? I don't know. They're both pretty high up there as shit gimmicks, as retarded gimmicks, man. Shorty G, his gimmick is he's short. Luchasaurus, his gimmick is he's a dinosaur. What about Chris Statlander, who thinks she's a fucking alien? Now, how is that for retarded gimmicks? Furthermore, what about the Nightmare Collective, which was converted into like Brandy Rhodes bumped her head, and this all went on in her head. How is that not worse gimmick? How is that gimmick that was abandoned, right? Abandoned like completely and flagrantly, and retconned as her going to a therapist. How is that not the worst gimmick? As a matter of fact, motherfuckers, you explain to me how that's not the worst gimmick you've ever seen in your life. In the comments or some shit. Anyways, next up, we got 29. Promoter of the Year, Tony Khan. Pause. What the fuck has Tony Khan promoted? What is his role? He's just a mark. He's just a mark whose dad has money. And it says here on these retards, what culture, who deserve their own video as to why they're retarded. It says here, like all billionaires, Tony Khan's no babyface. Billionaires? Tony Khan's not a billionaire, you morons. His father is a billionaire. Tony Khan is a low-level millionaire who has done nothing, and his father just gave him millions of dollars. And then people that he admires, I guess, like Jericho and the Young Cucks and Kenny Omega, these motherfuckers have taken advantage of him. You know what I'm saying? They have taken advantage of Tony Khan and his like foolishness and the fact that he's a mark. You know what I'm saying? Tony Khan is not a billionaire, and he's not a fucking promoter. And he sure as shit is not the promoter of the year, cucks. That's all I gotta say about that. I mean, I don't even know what to say to these retards, man. But we got award 28, according to WhatCulture.com and Wrestling Observer newsletter. Best Booker, Gato from New Japan. Now they say here, I skimmed it a little bit. They say here that the fact that they did 2 Tokyo Dome shows is kind of cool, but there's nothing really brilliant about that. There's just like something you're gonna do once, right? And they're exhausting it here, right? WWE can do it too. Anyone can do it. It's just like now next year's Wrestle Kingdom is gonna look like shit unless you do it again. So there you go, motherfuckers. That's all we gotta say about that. Gato, Best Booker. I don't know. Is there even actual booking in New Japan? It's just random shit. It's just like this guy's gonna wrestle this guy with no storyline. You know? How hard is that? It's like every fucking year, the main event is like Okada versus like Naito or Okada versus Kenny Omega. What's good booking about that? When Vince McMahon does that and he puts Cena versus Orton, people are like, oh, that's horrible booking. When this cocksucker does it with 2 inferior human beings, with 2 inferior wrestlers, it's great booking. He's Best Booker of the Year. Get the fuck out of here. It's complete horseshit lies. Hate this shit. But 27, Best on Interviews, Jericho. All right, this one, I have to agree with. There's just no way around it. You know what I mean? Like, who else does better interviews consistently than Jericho? Now, of course, there are people that have done better interviews than Jericho. Like, I think Cena has better promos than Jericho at this point, right? Like, you know, now that Cena's part-time and his promos are like, I'm back, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not like the same shit. But overall, like, historically, Jericho is better than Cena at promos. Jericho's better than a lot of people at promos. Jericho is one of the best at promos. So this award is fair and reasonable. I have to give them props. And Jericho is a full-timer, so that's awesome, right? You can't really give it to anybody else. Nobody else deserves it more. This is a good award, I have to say it. Now, reason 26, most discussional promotional tactic. WWE continuing business in Saudi Arabia. Pause, motherfucks. Here's the problem with this. Number 1, Saudi Arabia is not just this one entity, right? There's the Saudi government that has fucked up, and, you know, the ones that are ultimately paying WWE, so I understand there's a connection there. But there's also the Saudi people, right? When you watch one of these Saudi shows, right, you see that in the front area, it's all these little kids dressed like little sheiks up in this bitch, right? And they're just kids having fun. You know what I mean? Why should these kids be denied the opportunity to go to a wrestling show because their government is shit? You know what I'm saying? The kids, the consumer, right? It's just a consumer. Not doing business in Saudi Arabia is retarded. Like Coca-Cola, I'm sure, still sells Cokes in Saudi Arabia. What? Because the government killed someone? People can't be, the citizens can't drink Coke anymore? Everyone should boycott them? What childish and unbusiness-driven idea this is, right? This proves that Vince McMahon is the best fucking promoter in the world, because he is signing billion-dollar deals, motherfucks, right? AEW is like, oh, I hope we get extended until 2013, which they did. But let me tell you about that. There's definitely ways out of that. If they don't keep pulling in the ratings, people think it's like, oh, they can just shit on the bed now, right? And they'll be around until 2023. No, motherfuckers, that's not how it works. Trust me on that, right? So I don't like this as most disgusting promotional tactic. And furthermore, what about other disgusting promotional tactics, right? What about the fact for example, motherfucks, right, that they keep abusing Dusty Rhodes' death, right, on AEW all the fucking time. Dusty's this, Dusty that, Dusty this, Dusty that, right? When they do it, when they do it with Eddie Guerrero, right, it's like it's the worst promotional tactic. When Cody Rhodes does it, it's totally fine, right? What about the fact that they took Nyla Rose and they are using Nyla Rose, right? They're using her, right, to get publicity for themselves. They're using Sunny Kiss. It's not that AEW is just like SJW. They're going, oh, we love everyone. No, bullshit. They're doing it, motherfucks. They're doing it to get sympathy, right? Just like WWE has been accused of doing it with Roman Reigns and his leukemia, which is retarded because WWE didn't even do anything about that. They were just like, yo, Roman Reigns can't be champion anymore because he's fucking sick, you fucking animals, right? And then he left and he came back. You know, they didn't capitalize on it. They were just like, yo, he's back now, cucks. You know what I'm saying? So this is complete horseshit. The Saudi Arabia thing needs to they need to stop pretending it's like this huge deal, right? The people want to watch wrestling. WWE makes wrestling. The end, right? What the government does is neither here nor there. If you fucking use Uber, then you are supporting the Saudi government. The Saudi government owns significant stock and shares of Uber, motherfucks, of Uber. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, keep that in mind. Next time you're getting an Uber, right? You're pretty much paying fucking Saudi Arabia. I think they own, like, my friend, this is not 100% sure, but I think my friend said they own like 30% or some shit of Uber, something crazy, right? They own lands in Africa. They own lands everywhere. Like the Saudi government is like all over the place in terms of like their influence. They're almost like a business, right? So let's be real. It's not this like, holy shit, holy shit. You understand what I'm saying? There you have it. It's just fucking stupid in my opinion. And these people need to just stop, right? So, yeah, and I just got a little pop-up thing here on my laptop saying that Inner Circle versus the Elite has been announced for Blood and Guts. I got it from Reddit Squared Circle where I go to just make fun of people about this bitch, motherfucks. So if I don't know how Reddit works, but if you're there, I'm known as the Hated Official. So maybe you can give me some whatever karma. I have -8 karma because I think I've pissed people off. So it is what it is. Let's move on. Best wrestling maneuver. Will Ospreay, Stormbreaker. The Stormbreaker is a good maneuver. I like it. It's like he picks him up in a double underhook, right, and puts him up on his shoulders, kind of like a shoulder breaker almost, and then spins him around into a double spinning neck breaker kind of thing, right? It's not a bad move. It's a good move. But here's the problem with that. I noticed on the Wikipedia article that in 2003, I think it was, AJ Styles won this award for the Styles Clash. Then he won it again in 2015. Now the question becomes, from 2003 to 2015, that AJ Styles was continuously using this move. What changed? Why did he win it all those years, right? What changed? You know, if better moves came out, then why didn't those moves win in 2015? Right? Are we to believe that people like Kenta stopped doing the go to sleep? They didn't. So why is that not the best move? You know why, motherfuckers? I'll tell you why. Because when you go to WWE, Dave Meltzer doesn't like you anymore. That's as simple as that. You know, if the Young Bucks went to WWE, Dave Meltzer would be like, oh, you know what the best tag team is? It's Roppongi 3K. That's what he would start saying or some bullshit like that. Yeah, it's complete horseshit, right? But I do like the Stormbreaker, so whatever. Right? Here is a good one. Worst television announcer, Corey Graves. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Corey Graves. Like, I think he's kind of annoying, but I can't sit here and pretend that he's shit, right? Like, there are people that are worse than him. Renee Young is worse than Corey Graves. Fucking Byron Saxton is worse than Corey Graves. Beth Phoenix is worse than Corey Graves. JR, motherfucks, is worse than Corey Graves. You can pretend all you want. That JR magic is gone, motherfuckers. It's gone. And people are like, oh, he's lost. He hasn't lost shit. If you have JR do commentary on fucking AJ Styles versus John Cena, he is going to do good commentary because it's a good match. You can't have JR get excited about Riho versus Yuka Sakazaki. You know, when people are like, oh, he doesn't know their names. Why should he know their names? Who the fuck cares about Riho or Yuka Sakazaki? They're not going to be big-time players anytime soon in any dub. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck. JR is a worse announcer objectively than Corey Graves. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you must have lost your mind. I mean, fucking, like, JBL, if he were back right now, he'd be the best announcer. You know, or even Booker T. A lot of people are like, Booker T doesn't know what he's doing. Booker T's fucking awesome. Booker T gave it so much color commentary. It was amazing. He was like, that's my fave 5. Sin Cara, he ain't in my fave 5. And then JB would be like, Maggle, I love it. We got us a flying Uso Maggle. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was good shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Now we got best television announcer, Kevin Kelly. Now, Kevin Kelly is a good television announcer. There's no doubt about it. This actually, I think, is a fair award. Kevin Kelly is a great announcer. Kevin Kelly doesn't dick around. He doesn't he doesn't say dumb shit. He's in it. He's like locked in. Like when he's doing things for New Japan, he's doing a good job and he's like part of the show. People are like yelling at him. He's like, what are you yelling at me for? You know, like he's good like that. I would have said Jim Cornette, but we all know what happened with him. Jim Cornette, I think, is a better announcer in terms of like his ability to announce. I think he's one of the best ones of all time, you know, except for Jesse the Body Ventura, you know? That was pretty sick. I didn't think it could be Don Gorilla. I think that was him, but I could be wrong. Best non-wrestler, Paul Heyman. Now, this is a restrictive category. I guess Paul Heyman is a good one, but there are a few people that are wrestlers, but they're also non-wrestlers. Like, they play the non-wrestler role. Like, for example, Zelina Vega, right? She's a wrestler, but primarily she's like the manager of Andrade, right? That's like really what brings her to the table here up in this bitch. You know, so with that in mind, I would say best non-wrestler, I'd probably give it to either William Regal or Zelina, in my opinion. Paul Heyman doesn't fucking do anything, man. He's been cutting the same promo for 10 years, you know? So there you have it. I don't even know what that means. Does best non-wrestler just mean manager? Or could it mean something like, I don't know, ring announcer? Maybe Charlie Caruso, motherfucks. Now we have most underrated, Shorty G. I don't think he's underrated. I mean, I don't think he's overrated, obviously. I think he's rated as he should be. He's not going to be this big star. I mean, like, I hate to say it. He's 5'8", man. He's too small. Now, I'm not saying that 5'8" is too small. You know, I'm around that height myself, right? That's right, motherfuckers. The height's been revealed, right? So, like, it's not that he's short, right? It's that he's short for wrestling. You know what I mean? He's extremely strong. Like, I'm impressed by his ability to, like, lift shit, right? But at the end of the day, I don't want to see, even though he's around my height, I mean, he's probably a little shorter than me, let's be real. Shorty G is like 5'6" in real life, right? So like he's shorter than me, but I want to see bigger guys. You know, I want to see people that are strong, that can throw people around. And I would have no problem seeing Shorty G, right? But it's just, he's literally a vanilla midget. You know, actually forget it. The fact that he's short is immaterial. What am I saying? Forget everything I just said. The fact that he's short is not important because Eddie Guerrero was like 5'6" and he was awesome, you know, and believable. Like he was a guy, I mean, believable to a degree, of course. Like him beating like Big Show is ridiculous. But he was a guy that it was believable that he could beat like a John Cena, you know, like in a fight. It's believable. He's like 5'6", but he can like suplex John Cena, you know. I think he was built at like 5'8", so he probably was shorter than 5'6". But anyways, Shorty G is just a jobber. He does this like little thing with his arms. It's like his taunt. It's almost like a Randy Orton, but it's like gayer, you know? He's like, ah, look at me, right? And it's just stupid. He's not underrated. He's just like in a company that has people like Sheamus coming back, right? And you have to put Sheamus with Shorty G. Sheamus is going to win that one, dude. Like, Apollo Crews, it's the same thing as Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is great. He's a great wrestler. He's a physical specimen. He's even taller than Shorty G. But he sucks. He's just boring, you know? I'm not excited by these people. Rookie of the Year. Jungle Boy, motherfuckers. Jungle Boy. Now, I don't know what constitutes a rookie, but if you're being objective, right, the Rookie of the Year, it's going to have to be an AEW guy, right? Because, like, WWE has no rookies. Everyone there is signed from somewhere else. Like, they're, you know, and they haven't made any new stars themselves other than Velveteen Dream, and he's not a rookie. So the Rookie of the Year, if I had to do it, it wouldn't be Jungle Boy. It would be either Darby Allin or MJF. Like, they're the ones that stood out the most. You know what I mean? They stood out the most. Simple as that, motherfucks. Everyone else isn't a rookie, so that's just like a shitty award, you know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Like I don't know. Like maybe Angel Garza. Like he's not a rookie, but he's new to like WWE. Maybe Angel Garza, but Angel Garza just came out like this year, so I would have to give it to MJF if it were me. Most overrated, King Corbin. Now this award is just automatically complete shit. King Corbin is the most overrated. King Corbin is the most overrated. It's not fucking by any chance. It's not perhaps like Dean Ambrose, who people now think is the best. It's not Jericho. Jericho is the most overrated. Jericho is great, but people are pretending now that Jericho is the best wrestler in the world. We'll get to that in a second. How are you fucking insane? Baron Corbin most overrated? Baron Corbin is underrated. Baron Corbin, all he does is lose. He comes out and loses to like Roman Reigns. Baron Corbin should have been WWE champion by this point, in my opinion. You know, he's out there jobbing to like Shorty G, you know, who will never be a main eventer because he's too boring unless he gets a gimmick, I guess. The fucking never knows, right? Then we have the best high flyer, Will Ospreay. What bothers me, I would agree that Will Ospreay is the best or one of the best high flyers. Like, he's one of the only people that does high flying moves that I see and I'm like, holy shit, that actually was impressive. Him and I have to say Ray Phoenix. They're pretty good high flyers, but let's be real. Where's Ricochet, motherfucks? Wasn't it always Will Ospreay and Ricochet? On the Reddit page that I found, it says here, best flying wrestler, number 1, Will Ospreay, number 2, Ray Phoenix, and number 3, Dragon Lee. Where the fuck is Ricochet? He was number 2 like 2 years ago before he went to WWE. Do you mean to tell me that now that he's in WWE, he's a lesser high flyer? What the fuck are you talking about, man? It's just kind of horseshit that I can't stand, you know? Next up, most charismatic, Jericho. Jericho is charismatic. There's no doubt about it. Is he the most charismatic? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, out of everyone that's full-time, you could make that argument. You know, like, there's a few others. Miz is charismatic. Roman Reigns is, like, silently, like, dark charisma, kind of, right? There's, yeah, I mean, I guess giving it to Jericho is not the worst. I mean, I think, for example, Velveteen Dream is charismatic, but it's hard to say that Velveteen Dream is more charismatic than Jericho. Jericho is one of the most charismatic guys of all time. But here's the problem. The problem is that Jericho would not win this award if he wasn't WWE, because he has had better years, right? That's the problem. When Jericho came back as like the guy that wore a suit, you know, and like talked shit to the crowd, that was the best Jericho of all time by far, right? How come he didn't win most charismatic or best wrestler of the year when he won it in WWE, when they gave it to him, you know? Come on, man. What the fuck are you talking about? It's completely ridiculous. Best brawler, Tomohiro Ishii. Okay, no comment. That's just stupid. Best brawler? What the fuck does it even mean? Best brawler. Should it be Dean Ambrose, who's now the champion? Whatever, get the fuck out of here. Whatever. Most improved, Lance Archer, motherfuckers. Lance Archer. Lance Hoyt. Lance Hoyt from TNA, who's now like 45, has had the best improvement according to these idiots. That's retarded. That is stupid. It should be someone like from NXT, or maybe someone that got a big push this year, like perhaps Drew McIntyre. But I guess that push happened in 2020, so it's hard to like give it to him. But someone of that nature, you know, someone like maybe The Fiend, right? Someone that got a push out of nowhere. It has to be someone like that, not Lance Archer. Lance Archer is a jobber. How is he most improved? What aspects of his wrestling have improved? Get the fuck. It says here, a thrilling reboot for Athletic Giant and total shit kicker Lance Archer was one of the best, one of the stories. What was the reboot? Ah, fuck. Get out of here. There's nothing here. Let's call it what it is. He signed with AEW, so you have to pretend that he is like the most improved. Yeah, because to tell the story that like, oh, he belongs here, he improved, right? Just to put over AEW. Best technical wrestler, Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr., I think I could beat him up. I really do. Like, I think I just knocked this guy out in like 10 seconds. So there you have it, motherfuckers. I don't give a shit about Zack Sabre Jr. He can blow me. Best technical wrestler. It's not a thing. It's not a real sport. Whatever. Tag Team of the Year, Lucha Bros. Now, there are a few shitty tag teams in WWE, like Street Profits, or as I like to call them, the SWAT Cats. Right? Wasn't that the show? You know that show, that cartoon? I think it was SWAT Cats, wasn't it? I don't know. It was these two cats. They're humanoid cats. They're like best friends. One is like big and fat. The other one is skinny and goofy. And they have like fighter planes. And they're like heroes basically, but they're cats, motherfuckers. I think it is SWAT Cats. I'm going to have to Google that shit. So, I don't know what the best tag team... It is SWAT Cats, motherfuckers. I don't know what the best tag team would be. Lucha Bros just... I don't know. I mean, like, you can make that argument. You know, I mean, I guess since fucking... what's it called? Since Hangman Page and Kuki Omega, all that shit happened this year. This is like for 2019. I guess it's hard to say that they're the best tag team, but I don't know. I mean, like, tag team wrestling is just kind of dead, man. Like, one thing I will say about AEW is that they do take it seriously. That's one of the good things about the Young Cucks being in power, is that like they're not gonna like pretend the tag matches like are way secondary to the heavyweight title. You know, So that's kind of the thing. Like, I don't know, though. What else? What other tag teams are there that are good? I mean, I don't know. I guess Lucha Brothers, unfortunately, might be appropriate. It might be the appropriate answer. It might be. I don't know. I can't think of a better one. So there you go. I mean, what? The SWAT Cats? Fucking Usos? Get the fuck out of here. Viking Raiders? No way, dog. Yeah. Most outstanding TV show, AEW Dynamite. Now, AEW Dynamite has been garbage. Now, needless to say, so has Raw and so has NXT. So this is kind of up in the air, I will say. I don't know if AEW Dynamite is a better show than Raw. AEW Dynamite does get some boosting from the fact that they're new, right? But let's be real. To give them the most outstanding television show when they debuted in October is ridiculous. They were around for 3 months of the year, and they're the best show of the year already? 12 episodes? Get the fuck out of here, motherfuckers! It's ridiculous. Now, here's where it gets weird. Worst television show, Raw. Total bias. That's ridiculous. Raw is worse? I mean, come on. I would say they're on the same level, but I mean, Raw, just to say Raw is worse is just like pissing on WWE. That's all you're trying to do. Best major wrestling show, AEW Double or Nothing. I don't remember which one this was, and I don't give a rat's ass motherfucks. But according to this asshole, this was better than Wrestle Kingdom, which had like 17,000 5-star matches. You know what I'm saying? Or get the fuck out of here. I guess that was also this year. Best wrestling show. I mean, I might actually be inclined to agree to an extent because, like, typically I would give it to WrestleMania, but you can't because, like, the main event was a botchy bullshit Becky Lynch match, you know? So it's hard to give it to Mania. But I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to give it to anything. Worst major wrestling show, WWE Super Showdown. This is the one between Taker and Goldberg. Why was it so bad? Just because of Taker and Goldberg? He concussed himself. Big fucking deal. You know what I mean? He's still Goldberg. It's still more exciting than watching, like, George Janela versus Kip Sabian. Get the fuck out of here. Best feud of the year. Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, according to this asshole. What was the feud? What was the feud? It was just a tough matches. That literally fucking was the feud. It was like, oh, we're going to have a match. I want another match. Give me another match. That's ridiculous. That's preposterous, motherfuckers. That wasn't even a feud. I would even say that the Rusev-Lana feud was involving Lashley, I guess, was a better feud. Way better. Fucking Asuka versus Becky Lynch, which I thought was a shit feud, was a better feud. Because it actually was a feud with a storyline. How about Rollins and Corbin? That was a pretty good feud for WWE. You know what I mean? Especially when they involved Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans. That was a good feud. What about that one? Get the fuck out of here, man. This kind of horse shit. You know what I mean? This is bullshit. These people are retarded. Worst feud of the year. Rollins versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Was this the worst feud? What makes this feud different than the fucking feud between Gargano and what's-his-face? Adam Cole. What makes it different? Other than the match that they had, which was stupid, the Hell in a Cell. That was really dumb, right? But that doesn't really just speak to their entire feud, you know? I don't know, man. These are just like, these awards are just dumb. Like, who gives a shit about best feud and worst feud? Now, this is a stupid award. Most outstanding wrestler, Will Ospreay. I don't know what the fuck this means. It says he improved his promo game. Doesn't this asshole wrestle in Japan? What promos is he cutting in English? Get the fuck out of here. It says here, advanced and escalated, which are the same fucking thing, his futuristic in-ring prowess, and unlocked a psychological level as deep as his range of offense is wide. Now, this is one of the gayest sentences ever written in the history of the world. He improved his promo game, that part's fine. Advanced and escalated his futuristic? What's futuristic about it? It's just wrestling. In-ring prowess and unlocked, right? This sounds like some fucking Final Fantasy shit, you know? Which I love, by the way. Final Fantasy VII Remake, motherfuckers, get ready for it. Unlocked at psychological level as deep as his range of offense is wide. Deep and wide. Not the way that I'd use it talking about this asshole, but, you know, whatever, right? Bantering off Seth Rollins during a subconscious Twitter babyface turn didn't hurt either. Yeah. Bantering with Seth Rollins on Twitter That's all the evidence I need to declare Will Ospreay the most outstanding wrestler. Get the fuck out of here. It's complete horseshit. Should it be one of the assholes that got these 6-star matches? You know? Why isn't it Okada? What the fuck are these people talking about, man? Worst match of the year. Rollins versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Hell in a Cell. Yeah, you can't really argue against this one, honestly. That was the worst match. That's one of the worst matches of all time, motherfuckers. But second to that, I mean, every Riho match is complete garbage, so there you have it. Match of the year, Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi. Right? Now, I'm going to do something here, motherfuckers. I'm going to do something. I'm going to go find the fucking, what's it called? List of 5-star matches, Dave Meltzer. I'm going to find the Wikipedia article, and I want to see if this match, that according to this asshole, is the best match of the year. I want to see if this is one of the matches. Oh my god, there's so many 5-star matches this year, according to this ass, right? I want to see if it's the match that got the highest star rating. Okay. It is. Okay, good. At least this guy's consistent. You know? So good. You know what that means? That means that my point earlier is now valid. If the match that got the highest score of the year is the match of the year, as it should be, then of course, we can then also extrapolate that Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi, which got a 5.75 star rating, is better than every WWE match in the history of WWE. That's ridiculous. That's fucking stupid. Wrestler of the year, Jericho. This is dumb. This is just dumb. Let's be real. Let's be real, motherfuckers. I hate to say it, but, you know, these awards have to be given based on kayfabe. And based on kayfabe, Wrestler of the Year is obviously Becky Lynch. Let's be honest. She's been the face of Raw for the entire year, you know, and hasn't lost one match. So it has to be her. Jericho, on the other hand, didn't start wrestling this year really until he had his match at Wrestle Kingdom, and then he wrestled here and there, and now he's in AEW. So that's just silly to me, man. Becky Lynch main evented WrestleMania and won. You know, she's the first woman to win and main event at WrestleMania. Are you fucking kidding me? I hate to say it, but she's obviously the #1 wrestler of the year, if you're being objective, right? Promotion of the year, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, that's not true. That's retarded. Worst promotion of the year, WWE. Word. Really, Dave Meltzer? The promotion that made the most money is the worst one. I mean, that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, I think it speaks for itself how stupid Dave Meltzer is. There you have it, cucks. We have now finished the video about the Wrestling Awards. Now, I don't know if I'm watching Elimination Chamber, but I do want to say this. Dave Meltzer, he's a retard, okay? He's just a stupid person. I mean, I don't know what it is or what this guy just fails to understand about wrestling, but it's not about the in-ring, motherfucks. It's not. It's about everything else. And, in my opinion, you take a match like Kurt Angle, right, versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25, or fucking Kurt Angle versus Benoit at whatever, some SummerSlam or some shit like that, or Taker versus Michaels, or in my opinion, AJ Styles versus Cena, right, the one where AJ Styles beat Cena clean, and the one where John Cena won the title for the 16th time. Those matches, if fucking Hangman Page and Cucky Omega versus the Young Cucks get 6 stars, those matches are deserving of 10 stars. So there you go, motherfuckers. AJ Styles, right, who was Wrestler of the Year a few years ago, what did he do in these few years to be surpassed by Jericho? Right? All the time Jericho was in WWE, no one thought he was the best wrestler in the world. All the time AJ Styles was out of WWE, everyone, all the marks like, AJ Styles is better than Undertaker, right? And now that the roles have reversed, where AJ Styles proved he was good and made it to the big leagues finally, now he made it to the big leagues, it's no longer cool to like him anymore, so we're gonna like Jericho. A WWE, has been, let's be real, motherfucks. I love Jericho, but, you know, his best years are behind him, obviously, right? Now he's fat and out of shape, and he explains this by saying, oh, that's what I want, I did it on purpose. No, you didn't. Jericho's also a rock star. He doesn't want to be fat. Rock stars don't want to be fat. Have you ever seen a fat rock star? The answer is yes. Jericho. He's a fat rock star. There you have it, cucks. With that being said, I will encourage all of you to subscribe today and stay dirty. And probably stay tuned, motherfuckers, for my next video, which might be tonight. It might be Elimination Chamber. We'll see. I'll probably start watching it a little bit just because, like, it also, like, part of me wants to see it because it also is the pay-per-view before Mania. You know, it's like, if anything's going to be, like, made clear, it'll be today. But all the matches are already, like, signed, you know? Whatever. Who gives a fuck? All right, motherfuckers. Stay dirty, and I'll talk to you motherfuckers later, bitches.